Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another video for you guys today. It is a makeup tutorial on this look that I'm wearing right now. It is a colorful makeup look. I haven't done one of these in so long. The first time that I did this look on myself, I posted a picture on my Instagram. I did a poll asking if I should film a tutorial on this because I didn't want to film the first one because I hadn't done a look like this in so long, so I wanted to practice first. But everybody said, or majority said yes, so that is the look that I filmed today for you guys. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the very first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyelids. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer on my eyelid. So you can use whatever you normally use or whatever you prefer, whether that's an eye primer or a concealer. Just make sure that you set whatever you're using just to make sure that it doesn't, crease and your eyeshadow goes on smoothly. Okay, so now I'm gonna set my concealer or my eyelids, and I'm gonna be using a small little blending brush. I'm gonna take a translucent powder. This is the lid to it because I have it open already, but I'm gonna take a little bit of that translucent powder and I'm just going to set my eyelids. Okay, so for the eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using a few different palettes. The main two that I'm going to be using are, this is the Take Me to Brazil palette, and then I'm also going to be using a little bit of shades from Morphe Jaclyn Hill. This is the first palette that she came out with, and I'm going to be using these two mainly. Then I'm also going to be using a few shades from my Z palette, and this is what it looks like, but I can't tilt it upwards to show you guys because I actually broke two eyeshadows in here, so it's a mess. I have to clean it out, but I just haven't done it yet. The very first thing that I'm going to do is take a light transition shade, and I'm actually going to try to take the this is not a broken eyeshadow in here in the Z palette that I have, but I'm going to try to take one out so that I can show you guys. I'm going to be taking just a light transition shade that looks like this. This is the color Creme Brulee from Makeup Geek. I'm just going to be putting this in the crease. This is going to help blend out all of those colors later on. I'm sorry if my face looks kind of oily. I promise it doesn't feel oily. I think it's just the lighting, but I did use a facial oil whenever I did my skincare before this, and because my skin has been feeling kind of dry lately, so yeah, I put on a little bit of a facial oil, so it might look a little bit oily, but it's really not. It doesn't feel oily in person, so I apologize for that. But anyways, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Okay, so now that we have that color in our crease, I'm gonna take one more transition color, and it's gonna be a slightly darker one. It's from the Jaclyn Hill palette. Let's see if I can show you guys. Going to be taking this one right here. So I'm just taking a little bit of that one, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing and just put it in the crease, but slightly lower than the other color. Okay, so moving on to the color. I'm going to be using the BH Cosmetics palette. I'm just going to take a pink shade from this palette, and I'm only going to be taking a little bit because the main colors that I want to show are the purple and the blues, but the pink is just going to help create a gradient effect. It's just going to help blend the look. I'm going to be taking this pink right here in the bottom corner, and I'm just taking a Morphe M513 brush, and I'm going to be taking a little bit of that eyeshadow, just the smallest amount, and dusting off the excess. That's all I grabbed. And I'm going to be placing this in my crease, and I'm just going to lightly blend that in. Okay, so moving on to the next shade. This is the shade that I'm going to be using right here. This one, and I don't want to create light in your guys' eyes, so that's why I'm trying not to show the mirror, but I'm going to be taking this purplish shade right there. I'm going to be using an M433 brush from Morphe, taking a little bit of that eyeshadow, and same thing, I'm just going to take a little bit for now, and then if I have to add more, I'll add more. For this shade, I'm just going to be applying it right here in the crease. I'm not going to go all over the place. I'm just going to try to keep it right there, and basically right where those little lines are in my eye, on my eyelids. I don't know if you can see where those lines are is where I want to keep this shade. I'm seeing that my colors are a little bit on the pinkier side. I'm going to take another purple eyeshadow and I'm just going to use a small amount of this and just blend it right here in the crease. And I'm using another M433 brush. I have like multiple of these because I use them so much when it comes to eyeshadow, but I'm just going to apply a little bit of this shade just to help make it a little bit more purple. And using that same blending brush, I'm going to take a little bit more purple and I'm going to just apply this purple right into the outer portion of my lid. I'm not going to bring it in too much. It's this one right here. I'm going to take that color on the same blending brush and I'm just going to apply this in the outer portion of my crease. I'm not going to bring it inwards too much. I just want to keep it right here. Okay, so for now, that is all the colors that I'm going to add in my crease. I'm going to go back later and kind of like blend a little bit more, but for now, I'm just going to move on to my lid shades. And for my lid, I'm going to be taking another concealer and I'm going to be taking the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. I love this color for like my eyelids, like cutting my crease and everything because it blends so well.
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you. And all the fake friends just keep pretending.
I'm just going to set that concealer with the same translucent powder that I used earlier. And I'm using the same exact brush to do so. And I'm just going to lightly pat on there. I don't want it to go everywhere, so I'm just taking a little bit. I'm going to be using blue shades or like blue tones on my eyelid. And for the outer portion of my eyelid, I'm going to be using a dark purple. This shade right here from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm going to take a little bit of that shadow and I'm going to start placing it right here in the outer portion.
That's how the little things get huge. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it.
Okay, so that is what it's looking like right now. I know it looks a little bit like crazy and kind of all over the place, but I promise it'll come together in the end. And so now I'm going to start adding the blue shades to it, and I'm going to be taking the blue shade from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, and this is the color I'm talking about right there. I'm going to take a little bit of this color on the same shader brush. I'm going to be applying this shade right here.
Taking over you to the center of your core. The lies are getting overused.
So for now, I'm not going to blend that shade on my lid too much. I'm going to start putting the other blue shades down. And the first shade that I'm going to be using is this more of like a teal shade. This one right here. I'm going to be using that one. And I'm taking another little small shader brush, and I'm using a slightly smaller one than the first one just so that I have, you know, a little bit more control of where the color is going.
When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm, do you remember I told you?
I'm going to be using this shade right here for my like inner corner, and I'm using this flat shader brush M224 from Morphe. And since I am going to be touching that other shade, I'm just going to blend it by using patting motions. I don't want to take a fluffy brush because then the product will just get everywhere into my crease, and I want to keep the blue shades on my eyelids. I'm going back to the first shader brush that I used for the first blue shade, and I'm actually going to take the more teal color, this one right here from the Morphe palette, and I'm going to apply this right over top of the blue shade because the first one from the BH Cosmetics palette, it's a little bit chalky, so I'm going to try to fix it with this color.
We dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold, so keep on dancing, baby.
And then I'm going to touch up the lighter blue shade on the inner corner just to make sure that it doesn't get lost with that other teal shade. My cheeks are getting red, I think because I'm like nervous or something. This is what the eyeshadow looks like right now. I'm just gonna leave it alone and move on to my face. Okay, so this portion of the video is going to be a voiceover. My son was actually waking up from his nap, so I had to hurry up and do the rest of my makeup, but I went ahead and primed my skin, and now I'm going in with my foundation, and I'm using a Morphe blending sponge to blend out my foundation. This is my favorite way to do so because I just feel like it creates a flawless finish on your face. And here I'm just applying my concealer, and I'm kind of bringing my concealer a little bit out. I just want more of a full coverage under eye since I have such a dramatic look, but I'm going to be applying my concealer under my eyes, on my forehead, down my nose, and also on my chin. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and set my under eyes. I'm just using my translucent powder to do so, and I'm using the same Morphe sponge to take the powder and set under my eyes, and I'm going to be taking the same powder also on the other parts that I applied my concealer. Okay, so now I'm just setting the rest of my skin with the same powder and a fluffy brush, and now I'm going in with bronzer. I went ahead and bronzed my cheeks and my forehead. And also I'm going to contour my nose. Can't forget the nose. Okay, so now I'm going to be applying blush to the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm going to move on to highlight. I'm just going to be highlighting my face, my cupid's bow, and the tip of my nose. Okay, so moving on to the bottom portion of my lash line, I'm just taking a purple and I'm just going to be dragging it forward just a little bit, and then taking a blue and doing the same thing. And I'm just going to be taking a fluffy blending brush with one of the pink shades that we use to blend all of that out. And here I am just highlighting my brow bone, and I already did the inner portion of my eye. And now I'm just going to be taking some black liner and lining my upper tight line. Okay, so I applied a thin line of liquid liner just to kind of help hide the lash band, and I applied some mascara to prep my natural lashes. And I'm just applying my falsies here. Okay, so moving on to lips, I'm just lining my lips with a MAC lip liner, and I'm going to make sure that I include all of the products that I use down below in the description box. But I'm just taking the lip liner and then a Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the center. And here I'm just applying some mascara to my lower lashes. And this is how the makeup look turned out. I love the way that it looks. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you all in my next video.